So there are different types of comping, and I've broken this down into solo comping and also group comping. All right, so the structure of this lesson is going to be mostly so that you start to understand, okay, when do I use specific types of comping concepts? Right, so let's go through this solo piano stuff, and we're going to start first with a ballad style. Now what I'm doing is I'm using the first few measures of the Fats Waller song, Ain't Misbehavin', okay? And I'll do some singing. Bear in mind, I'm not a singer, so don't be too critical of my singing, because I already know I'm not a singer. But anyway, let me just play this ballad style, what I have here in the sheet music, so you can kind of hear what's going on. So you'll notice that in the left hand, I want you to notice that mostly in the left hand, I'm just playing like the root and the sixth, or root and the seventh, or the root and the third. So no one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Okay? So there I have just the first 8 measures. Now, when we think of comping, comping is really just putting rhythm to the chords. All right, so now this rhythm that I have here is probably the simplest rhythm that I could do. It is literally just half notes, and it is playing each chord every time it comes by. The only time I change that is on the very last measure there, the G7 chord. I put in that little bit of motion there. Right? And I should also mention at the very bottom of the page, you'll see that it says Chord Voicings Simplified for this lesson. This means that on that A7 chord, I didn't write in, oh, A7 flat 9. I didn't write in on the G, oh, flat 13, flat sharp 9 here. Okay? The reason is I just want you to take a look at just the regular chord symbols and make it easier for you so you're not, thinking so much about those tensions. That's not the focus of this lesson, all right? And if you actually just played regular, plain old, plain old chords, that would be fine for Ain't Misbehavin' as well. In fact, some might even argue that it would sound better to play chords without tensions. But anyway, so all right, so now in this ballad style, the first thing you should do when you're working on comping, especially if you are going to comp and accompany yourself while singing, all right? And then again, this is solo piano. So I'm thinking here that, all right, you're not going to be putting in any melody right now, all right? You're just going to be putting in, chords in both hands, and you might sing it. So again, you notice how I've broken up the chords, and I'm not going to bother to go through and teach all of the notes. You have the sheet music here, all right, and then I'm also going to play it slow enough so you'll be able to see the notes as well on the virtual keyboard, right? The idea of the lesson is more so that you start to understand, okay, what are my different options for comping, right? Because there's a lot of confusion with students about what comping is and what it's not, all right? So I want to make sure that students understand this is what we're talking about when we're talking about comping, okay? So, very simple. No one to talk with, all by myself. The C over E, no one to walk with. The E augmented, but I'm happy. You could throw the third in there for that F major 6. On the shelf. Ain't misbehavin'. Actually, this is ain't misbehavin'. I'm saving my love. Last 2 measures now for you. E minor, A7, D minor, and then. Okay. So that's where you could start. You can add rhythm to this as well. In fact, one thing that I would suggest you do is just try doing straight quarter notes. So that would sound like this. No one to walk with, all by myself. No one to talk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you.